Hey, how's it going today? It's Frankie here, and that was a very disappointing result. A missed opportunity to put a bit of daylight between us and Chelsea. I did not see this coming. I did not see another home loss coming from us. I said it could be a draw. Don't get me wrong, I did think we could probably draw one of our or two of our home matches. I didn't see another loss coming. Despite the way Leeds played in the first half, yeah, we were just absolutely run ragged in that first half. It was just atrocious. From, when the whistle was blown, you just got outplayed. Leeds had opportunity after opportunity. It could have been 3-4 by half time. And yeah, the goals. The first goal they scored. Now, I don't want to be blaming VAR and refs a lot in this sort of scenario, because we should defend it better. As I've always said, but whatever happens with referee decisions, we should defend better in these sort of scenarios. And I swear, was it Yo or whoever got armed to the face? His face got hit with an elbow by someone's arm. I forgot who it was. And it just happened like that. That's a foul, but I think it's because the Leeds player just got to the ball at the same time doing it. That's why it got dismissed and they get looked at, which is pretty interesting. Unlike the other incidents where I would talk about in later on this video. And so I thought, okay, there's no panic. I didn't panic. I just knew we had a goal in us, which came later. But I just kind of knew Leeds, okay, they didn't really miss opportunities, but they could have done. The second goal, see, I always said these sort of fine margins define matches, right? Who was it that made the pass? Who passed it? Someone, there was Ahmad, whoever it was, standing outside the penalty box. A pass came in from Shaw, I think, whoever it was, right? At least Payne intercepted it quickly. Now, that wasn't necessarily where the goal happened. That started the goal. Boot it upfield. This is laughable. You're looking around, right? You see opposition players. You pass it to the one that has an opposition player next to him. Why? Boot it. That goal cost us the match. I know what you're thinking, yeah, but they could still score. They didn't score again after getting the second. They were wasteful in that first half. Absolutely, I mean, they had one opportunity. Martinez, blocked it fantastically. And there was another moment where Lamins made a save, and then Leeds had that chance out wide. The only chance we had in the first half was Ahmad with a shot. And I think probably I think we also had another chance. I can't remember what that was. Excuse me, I burped again there. But yeah, I mean, we didn't have many anyway. It was just domination from Leeds. Throughout that first half, we just couldn't get forward. It's maybe getting knocked out of other competitions didn't help us, because people say, oh, you've had plenty of rest there, but there's too much rest. I think the players got used to resting too much, to the point where their body was pretty tired and got used to not doing it. Whereas if we weren't at the FA Cup still, I feel like the United players probably behaved a bit differently in terms of fitness levels. That's what I think is. I mean, I keep hearing oh, if you play more games, you're getting in the rhythm, which is true. And probably our body wasn't in the rhythm. I know people might say it's not an excuse, but Leeds had an FA Cup, so I think they were boosted by that, and the fact Tottenham lost as well at Sunderland, which also helped them out too. Forest drew as well. West Ham got a break in against Wolves, so that kind of kickstarted Leeds. I think it's the fact that we were too poor on the night. I have not seen us play this bad at Old Trafford. We don't lose often here. I'm telling you, we don't. Well, here, not in Old Trafford. We know what I mean. Our last loss came against Everton. Probably one of the worst and embarrassing Old Trafford defeats I've ever watched. But this one, the first half, it was poor. Probably the poorest I've seen United play in 45 minutes of any first half this season. And I've seen poor performance, but that one was poor. We just got outplayed. It's we just weren't up for it whatsoever. Yeah, I won on to the second half. Totally different team. And I was on the phone to my dad too. Sorry, Dad, I have to write you out on this one. He said, oh, Leeds will get another 1 or 2 more goals. Don't be so silly. This United team always scores. We rarely don't score. Excuse me. And the fact that fans and other rival fans still think we don't have goals in the team is a shocker. We scored, but I didn't expect us to. Simply because we had a red card in that second half. And remember, we had an opportunity as well to actually get one back. We also had another opportunity. I can't remember what happened before the red card. I want to talk about this. Now, I wasn't mad at this simply because we were losing. So I thought, okay, whatever happens, we're going to lose this game anyway. Martinez gets sent off. And I was watching the match on the stream. The commentator said, the VAR's investigating violent conduct. Okay. Looked at the violent conduct. Oh, Martinez pulled, was it Calvert-Lewin's hair? I think his name is. I think that's who it was. Or was it Aronson? I can't remember who it was, right? Pulled his hair, just sort of tug like that. That's it. That's a red. There was nowhere near any malice in that whatsoever. Even I could see it from me. I looked at it, I was confused. I was like, that's not dangerous. But I'm not going to get mad. We were 2-0 down. And I immediately thought, yeah, we ain't going to score because we're down 10 men. But going back on it, I've seen a lot of teams that went down 10 men this season. And it didn't cost them at all. They still kept going. We got one back, shockingly. Got one back from Casemiro. And then we just dominated. Leeds had chances too. You know, they had a chance that went wide. Dammers made a save. A tame one somewhere. And we just kept going. Calvert-Lewin had an opportunity, cleared off the line. You know, we had another opportunity. Goalkeeper makes a stunning save. Not opportunity, goalkeeper makes another save. Cunha's shot makes a save. We were just completely dominant with 10 men. And we deserved a draw. I would not have been happy with a draw. These are the type of games we should be winning. But a draw would have been satisfactory despite the circumstances. We played better when we had 10 men. Explain that to me. If it wasn't for a stupid first half moment where we could see the second goal, we would have won the game. I said this, if we had 11 men still, and we got one back there, we would have went on to probably draw the game or at least win it. I was close. I was saying either the minimum we can get out of it is 2-2 or the maximum we can get out is 3-2. Never saw any more goals than that. We should have deserved a draw. And you know what this match reminds me of? It reminds me of, I don't know if any of you United fans remember when City beat us 1-0 and I think Smalling got himself sent off at second yellow when he was blocking the goalkeeper's clearance. The goalkeeper tried to clear the ball. And, you know, second half, we were just completely dominant. We should have at least got a draw in that one. I'm not going to fault the character. We have character in this team. That performance deserved a draw. Leeds were very lucky they had... This is why I'm always saying. If you have a player that scored 2 goals, and you have the player that gets that clears an opportunity off the line, they're crucial moments. Without Okafor, and without that goalkeeper, and without the clearance of the line, they would lose the game. It's moments like that, and they made the most of it. They didn't defend brilliantly. They weren't comfortable. Yeah, they had to have moments. They had the extra man. They should be going to score more. One opportunity to actually score more goals. Yeah, they got the win. And immediately I was thinking to myself, Leeds have never won at Old Trafford in the Premier League. This would be the perfect opportunity. I didn't think about a Leeds win. This for me, I knew Leeds was going to score 2. I said it could be 3-2 now. I knew Leeds were going to score 2. I didn't think it was going to be this sort of game though. I thought it was going to be a bit more end-to-end, probably from the first half. I can't fault the players. I can't. I mean, first half, yeah, they were abysmal. Second half showed fight. And it gives a lot of hope. I mean, I would say, does it affect that Champions League spot? Absolutely not. I don't feel we'll probably finish 3rd. I think we just cemented Champions League football. Bear that in mind. That's if Chelsea beat us. But I thought we were just one win away from properly securing it. And tonight was the perfect opportunity. I'm not panicked about this. We got a cushion. With Chelsea losing yesterday, it helps us. We got a firm cushion. It's just whereabouts in the Champions League spots we finish is the issue. It's a good job we have that cushion. Because I'll be nervous too. We got Chelsea away. Chelsea losing 2. If I had to choose who would come into some better spirits, I think it could be us. I feel like we come into this with good spirits, with good character. But Chelsea being at home, Chelsea would fancy themselves because they were at home. If it was at Old Trafford, I would definitely fancy us. and these are the sort of teams that would suit us. I'll be taking the draw against Chelsea. I feel like what happened tonight, I mean, there's not really much else to say, is there? I'm not panicked. Like, I didn't expect us to lose at home again, and it had to come against Leeds. They had to get a win, because they never win against us. I mean, they've only, what was it? Only won twice since the Premier League started. Won the Cup, won, now. So, I'm disappointed, but I'm not disheartened by that. I thought that was probably one of the best second halves I've seen from us. And we do have character, we've shown it. So if Leeds are 10 men and we didn't win and we lost the game 2-1 like that, I'll be raging. That's embarrassing. Just like I did with Newcastle and Everton. But with this one, we showed character, we showed grit, and we showed fight. And that's what you need. And Leeds do have a bit of quality. They had some bad results and some good results. And for me, that will probably cement them staying up. Getting a win at a ground where not many teams can win at this season, respect. I give Leeds respect in that one. And yeah, they can't really afford to be clearing opportunities off their line like that. They can't really afford to be hanging against 10-man teams. But they did get the win in the end. And for me, they'll be bitterly disappointed to not score more. I'm looking at going, I'm actually impressed with the second half. I'm actually going through this thinking, I was impressed with it. Shame we didn't get a second goal. We deserved a second goal. I found Buma coming on, made a good, made an impact a little bit. Cunha was atrocious. Worst game I've seen him in. Worst game I've seen him. He doesn't have many worst games. What he was doing, misplacing passes. Every other player did it, but Cunha today, the United players looked miserable coming out the tunnel. It just really, I don't really understand how you can be nervous playing against your own fans like that. Maybe it's the fact it's against your own fans and you want to raise the bar and you don't know how to do that. But they looked like, I don't know. They almost acted as if they cemented Champions League football and they just played how they wanted to play. It was very bizarre. I do think the first goal should have been taken back by VAR. I do think there was a foul. I've seen all those challenges in the air like that get taken as a free kick almost every time, anywhere else on the pitch. But it just maybe it's, I think to say he got to the ball at the same time doing that. So that's why they get checked. But they managed to check the Martinez opportunity, the Martinez challenge, didn't they? Hardly did anything to him, and that's what happens. It's scripted, I'm telling you. Maybe I'm starting to wonder now. Football matches are scripted, not by the refs or VAR necessarily, but just in the sense of like the higher power kind of want results, because Leeds never win at Old Trafford. I feel like, I wouldn't say the teams take part in this, but I just feel like there's a bit of scripting happening where there needs to be a bit of fate happening. Like, this team hasn't won at this ground for this many years. Let's make sure it's today. Something like that. I mean, we were poor. I mean, if the game was totally rigged for Leeds to win, we wouldn't have got one back with 10 minutes. We would have showed a bit of fight. But I'm saying sometimes it's scripted. VAR is scripting matches. And I'm not going to blame VAR too much, and other ignorant fans out there would, because we were losing 2-0 when the red card happened. So if it was at 1-1, I would have been a bit mad saying that could cost us the game. If it was at 1-1, we technically probably win the match. But I think since it's 2-0, it was a bit of pressure. I think with 10 men, I think you're asking a lot, but not really many faults I can see in that second half. First off, needs to be improved, because Chelsea away is a bigger test. We can't go up playing like that. I think play defensive and then play like I need to play against us. It's easier said than done. But we got to do it. That's probably the main tactics right there. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification below. So see you in my next video.